Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Another Acid Rainbow review I am very excited to do for you here. It is is it Aegis or Sentinel Civet company. And he's in a bigger box than usual for figures, but he does come with a lot more stuff and he looks fantastic. In fact, Toys Alliance, the manufacturer, also released a video showing how to put them together. Or easily put them together, or more easily put them together might be a better way of saying it, because some of these bits can be quite fiddly. Okay, so let's have a look at the box in a bit more detail. Great artwork on the front, I do like that a lot. And the back, it shows the the contents. You have your figure, his mask, his gun, and then you have his accessories for his armor, for his legs and arms, and his shoulder cannons. Okay, so I will put this together now, or have a look now, but I will do it off camera to save some time. You can find the video from Toys Alliance that shows how to do it if you are not sure. So we have two separate sort of plastic crates, figure here, and gun and helmet. He looks really, really good. And if I look there, did I see? Thought I saw something about doing. The only thing I'll say is they haven't painted the joints of his elbows, so they are a different colour. And that's something they could have done, or they could have dyed it. And then you have his awesome looking armour here as well. Okay, so let me just get him out first. We'll have a look at him and his armour, then I'll put together off camera to save you guys some boredom, and then we will have a look again. Okay, so first thing I noticed about his gun is there are open slots either side here, so something can attach in there, maybe from his armor, I'm not sure. Nice draw barrel. It does appear to be a new gun or a variation of an existing one. Helmet looks new, and it does open and close. In fact, that's one of my favourite helmets so far. That's really nice. That's quite a nice match with some of the Planet Green Valley ones. Figure. Let's put this out of the way. Looks the part, looks really nice, but as I said, you can see his elbows aren't painted. Let's look at his articulation first, and then we'll come back to him. He's got his armor on and compare his articulation. So he has a left and a right. He has a good side to side, a down and an up. Shoulders, this is where I have my issue with the new Toys Alliance joints. While they have a motion for this, they don't have a joint on the upwards part here. So what happens is the sculpt will get in the way at about this angle. So if I go upwards, that is as far as he gets, not even 180. And that's my biggest gripe with this system, but he can roll his elbows. However, the bicep bend is phenomenal. You know, so it's like all is forgiven, because look at that bicep bend. That's like me, how he bends his biceps, which is really, really something good. Very, very nice. Wrists, let's have a look. He has gun articulation in his right hand, as we would expect. And he has this articulation in his other hand, his left hand. He has trunk. He can turn, he can dip side to side, forwards, backwards, and he has waist, which can also dip, turn, and go side to side. Hips. That is pretty damn impressive. Forwards is really good, actually, better than I was expecting. Backwards, he can even do a split, slightly off center on his pelvis, but better than a lot of figures. So that's really nice. Double kneecap. Let's see how. Look at that. You can't get much tighter than that. That's phenomenal. He also has the twist in the thigh at the top. The biceps will twist where the joint inserts. Feet, they turn. They swivel and they turn side to side as well. So if he's doing like a pose with his legs apart, he can get both feet flat still. And they also have a tippy toe, or the ballerina stretch, as I like to call it. And it's a pretty decent one. And his Michael Jackson is dorsal flexation. Now, this looks to be better than a lot of the Acid Rain Mode ones, because normally the tongue gets in the way. But what they've done here, if you can see, there's a small arch cut out on the bottom of the trousers, bottom of the pants, which means even though the tongue is there, he still gets a decent dorsal flexation, a decent Michael Jackson, a decent Michael Jackson sort of pose there. Pretty good. I do like the fact that they've done that cutout on the trousers for the articulation. I just wish they do something more about this shoulder joint. That is my major gripe. Okay, helmet does look really nice. Give another quick look. And it's open and closed, very nice. And the gun again, I'll give another quick look. Have we seen this one before? I don't remember we've seen this one with the actual not cut out parts on each side, the slots. I don't know. Okay, let's have a look at his armor. Bottom part for his legs. And it has bends for the kneecap. It goes really tight. Also for the hip, which goes up and down as well, which is a nice feature. We have his waist section, his armor, his pouches. We have the two guns which go on top, and they should be exactly the same, symmetrical. Again, both with drill barrels. Then we have the upper body part, which would go onto his back, and we have the part for his arms, which should have a nice bend for where the arm goes, and around the shoulders, a lot of movement there too. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and put this together, which will take a little while. Then I'll come back afterwards, see how the articulation changes with this on, and compare them to another figure or two. Okay, so I'll be back instantaneously for you, and about 1400 hours for me, depending on how slow or fast I do this. So back in a second. Okay, so I've put the bits on, and he looks amazing. But I'll say this this pains me to say it, that was too difficult, even following the YouTube instructions. And really this back part of gun thing should go into the hole in his back, not just into his vest. Because when you start putting the other parts of the vest tight, that loosens up. These guns are quite tight. Start moving around, that back part is going to come loose again. And it's a devil's own job to get it in. So even though it looks good, the design I think is a bit poor on that, which is unusual for Acid Rain. See, already is coming loose again. And I don't want to be taking that off and putting it back on tightly again. In fact, I might just look, you see? And even the vest is coming off again too. That's really annoying me. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go back and do what I should have done at the beginning, is ignore the instructions, use hot water. All right, so I'm going to come back and look, it's loose again. I'm going to come back and do it again, even though it was tight. The problem is, as I was saying, when it's tight, you start putting the vest clips together and it loosens it. It pushes it out. So it's not great on that aspects. All right, let me just do that again. I'll be back in another moment. Okay, I'm back again. I didn't use hot water. I used pliers. And still one popped off, but I've got it back in again now. So as I said, it'd be far better that back piece plugged into the socket in his back. I think it'd be more stable. Okay, so his in is quite firm now. We can have a look at his articulation. Head won't change much. Arms doesn't get very high at all, which is a shame. It can't go backwards as much. Bicep bend. Still pretty good, to be fair, all things considered. Of all this bulk, he's still getting 90 degrees or so. Waist doesn't really change much. His vest is popping off again on the back. That's so annoying. So I can prise that on again. Toys Alliance Acid Rain, next time I have it as a plug into the back and a better system where it's not so easy to come off and easier to put on. Okay, it's on again. That'll come off again, I'm sure, in a second. Legs. It's got a pretty nice system here. if you look, you've got these little parts here which can slide up and down if he's moving his legs out. So he still gets a pretty good range of motion on his legs. Forwards is not quite as much as before. Actually, it's about the same. Backwards, not really, because his body popped off that time because of this pushing up. Let's push him back on again. And vest is coming off again. You see, this is what's really, really pinging me off. Because if the vest is loose and you move the guns on his shoulders, then that'll make the rest of the stuff, the backpack come loose as well, because it's all dependent upon the vest being secure on the body. And this is the sort of thing that if you ever get it on properly tight, don't take it off. Do yourself a favour. In fact, they should just ship it with it on already. I know they like to have modular, and we like modular, but that will be in the best interest. Okay, that's on. In the best interest of everybody, I think. Okay. Well, that's on properly tight now. Okay. So forwards and backwards he still can get, but the backwards one might pop his body off. Kneecaps, not as tight, but it's still pretty damn good. So I think this adds a lot to the aesthetic. It does look really, really nice. Now that the backpack is on firm and I've done the vest on tightly, don't come off, it's a lot better, but that is just a pain in the butt doing it. Helmet I will stick on again. Very nice, closed or open. If we have a look at moving his guns, hopefully they are not going to be too stiff. I will be tempted to put a bit of a lubricant, a silicone lubricant on. See, is it me, or has he sort of got one leg longer than the other? That is the impression I'm getting at the moment. Okay. Because also his gun's a bit lopsided. If I tilt that, that's a bit better. So if I'm going to move these guns, I'm going to want to pinch his backpack, keep it in place to move, because they're quite stiff. Another bad thing is there's a lot of this rubbery sort of plastic that's going to deteriorate in about 1 to 3, maybe 4 years if it's in UV light, so be careful if you store it. Okay. Acid Rainbow figures are renowned for holding their guns really well because they make the stocks the right sort of length for the arm, not too long. But now he's got this extra bulk and this extra sort of thing he's wearing, this armor stroke power exoskeleton. How is it going to affect him? Let's have a look. Let's get the handle in his hands first. Okay, that's in. Stock to his arm. And the handle came out. I'm not just interested in him holding the gun. I want to be able to hold and pose it in a sort of at least a semi-combat pose. Okay, getting somewhere now. So that's not bad, but now the stock is not into his arm. And I want the stock into his arm, which is going to be more difficult to do. Okay, there we go. That's just about... No, it keeps popping out again. They could benefit from that stock slightly shorter. Okay. He's a damn nice looking figure. So let me get him standing up. So let's have a comparison. So here he is. Let's use Blue Falcons. I had him out the other day from Joy Toy. who is an awesome looking figure too. And they scale perfectly well together, as you'd hope and expect. In fact, if I bring out the Crazy Reload SUV from Joy Toy, which I reviewed as well, if you see my suggested videos. He does look pretty damn good if posing with this. Could be part of the squad that does their investigations and sweeping, clearing, whatever. Great looking figure. Just a shame, I think it's a little bit impractical the way they've done that backpack guns. The armor's fine. The armor's really good, well thought out. They got parts that move on the back where the shoulders are, as well where the hips are, which make it a lot easier to pose. You can see that's at the extreme length, this one here, where his arm's coming across. If I put his arm, take the gun out of his arm and put the arm back again, it goes back in. So that's been well thought out there. But the way this connects, this back part with his guns connect, I think could be a lot better. I have got some Joy Toy ones with the armor, which I've not reviewed yet. When I do, I will compare and see how they're like when they're looked at against each other. Great looking figure, definitely worth getting one, I'd say. It looks fantastic. One of Acid Rain's nicest looking ones by a long way, I think. Great for your sci-fi, definitely. Lots of little features, but one or two small issues in my opinion nonetheless. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. I'm signing out saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back to more Awesome Action Toy videos for you. Stay happy, keep collecting, and check out my other videos because I've got around 600 or nearly 600 or soon over 600, I don't know. Bye bye.